Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're doing another episode in our legendary Wurrzag campaign for Total War Warhammer 2. I think we're trying to decide if we want to go for Stone Line Tower. That would give us the whole province. Wow, extra sacking for Give It Here. That's pretty nice. Then we have Obedience, Growth, and Recruit. That's pretty sweet.
Wurrzag,
Step over here. I mean,
prophet.
Chiefs.
Me.
They have no army, so they're not gonna do anything.
Ready.
Now, they have 5 territories.
Now then, boys.
I said, I think
Spread
ultimately for me, the biggest thing is going to be I want those legendary lords more than the property. Because I can get this property, but I can't ever get the legendary lords without the Greenskins. And I need to get Wurrzag. I forgot what the, Now, I could just step right here and recruit. I don't know if I can hit them next turn if I do that, though. I didn't think there used to be this kind of little, like, edge. Maybe they changed that.
Let me think about it. No!
Yes, he'll be proper good.
I mean, this will give us 100. Better make sure we have enough gold here before we go too haywire with this. Remember, we don't earn anything off of this. We're going to have to come back and kill a rebellion here in a minute. You do get extra melee attack. That's interesting when it's an unhappy populace. There's a lot of, like, flavorful trade-offs, I think, in this mod.
Right, Dad.
I think we have everything else. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. I don't care as much about obedience right now. Because I can just come over here and fight the rebellion for a couple of turns. I'm not going to be able to leverage the Waz as much as I could do in the Skarsnik campaign, probably, just because I have 1 unit instead of 2. Like, I had 2 armies really quickly with Skarsnik, and I don't think I can afford that. Because remember, only he gets the discount on the Savage Orcs. Other lords do not. Unlike with Skarsnik, everybody... faction-wide, all of your lords get the discount on the goblins. That's a key distinction there. So another lord would be more expensive. 25% more expensive. In addition to the extra amount for playing on Legendary on Steel Faith. The extra cost. So there's just no way we could afford a second lord right now. So we're not going to have as much sort of lateral movement, but we can actually take and hold towns. Unlike with Skarsnik, there's just, you just can't. There's too many hostiles. We do have hostiles here, but it's a different kind of thing. Because we can actually occupy this territory. Skarsnik was a very unique campaign. I do miss it. We'll go back to it, but like I said, I just needed a change of pace just for my own sanity here. Yeah, then we take them. Crush them. If we do get a Wa, it's kind of off to the races here. We can definitely go take out some of the southern people. Oh man, for real? I'm not going to be able to get in there, huh? Like 1 move short. Oh gosh. Okay, well, I think it was nice to get a little bit of extra replenishment and an extra recruitment.
I has mighty mystic powers. I'm out there. Alright, let's do it.
That's 12, it's going to be 86. Okay, so we should be able to get down there in 3 turns. Well, if we occupy, it's going to be a little bit less. Let's just do it that way. Just save maybe 1 more turn. So we're not facing like some kind of insane rebellion. Take a peek again here.
Ready. Let's talk. I can kill you. Huh? Let's get one thing on this.
What?
Okay, hopefully Top Knotz doesn't like run straight at me, but I really would like to try to control this up here. Greenskins are not going to like that I'm killing Stone Mine Tower. But if I get really strong, like if I get a lot of property and like several armies, and I'm being nice with them, they'll probably confederate with me. Usually, like, it's almost just as important that they feel weak and threatened as it is that you have good diplomacy with them. Because just because you have good diplomacy does not mean that they will confederate with you necessarily. It makes it more likely. Like, near the end of the Skarsnik campaign there, I had, you know, pretty much no military presence. They were way stronger than me militarily. I had, like, 280 favorable points with them because we had all these common enemies and we've both been killing a lot of the same people, but they still wouldn't confederate, even with 280. We had military alliance. It was just because they were so much stronger than me militarily, so if the Greenskins feel threatened, they would be much more likely to come fight me. Okay, let's just go ahead and grab this.
Wurrzag will do it. Killing time. Kill the geeks.
For real, what are they smoking? I mean, I guess the last fight was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Now, I did get rid of the giant, so maybe I just don't look as intimidating. I don't know. Let's fight it, though. I didn't realize you get +3 fighting this while you're laying siege. And some replenishment. Okay. Let's do it. I mean, that last fight was pretty close. I mean, we were... You know, if it'd gone slightly different, we could have lost that fight.
Wurrzag. Choppers ready.
Actually, let me say, they might come at me. If they come down off this mountain and run at me. Huh? Yeah. If they come off this mountain and run at me, that would be handy. His brain buster is not, like, amazing, but it's not terrible either.
Ready, boss. Ready, prophet. Austin. Dig like green prophet. Our voice. Crush 'em. Moving fast. Time for slaughtering.
I don't know why we're all, like, grouping up looking weird like that. Okay.
Let's fight. Shifty. Whoa. Run, boys. Wurrzag. That is dead. Way back.
Ready! Oh, my God.
Moving fast.
Fast move!
Real Dawah. More watcher. Moving fast. Ready to match. Our voice.
That actually does some pretty good damage.
Night Goblin Shaman! Ready! Fast move! Little wah!
Ready. Session.
The green energy is strong! Ready! Ready to blast heads!
Get 'em! Run, boys! Moving fast! We for war! Shifting! Ah! Where's the scrap?
Green tide, baby. Let's do it.
Shifting!
Savage orcs are strong, real strong, early on in the game. Especially once they start getting some of these things. You just have to like shift around, just like keep running from place to place, kind of like I was doing to get that charge bonus reset.
Night Goblin Simon! Ready!
So they really like broken lines where they can just constantly readjust that. They're gonna get out of there probably.
Wurrzag! 60! Less mines! Smash 'em!
They're pretty fast and they don't get tired nearly as easily either. Because they don't carry like
This is
arms.
it!
Where are the other squid crates?
We're the green tide! Wurrzag! Time for slaughtering!
Okay, cool. And for those of you who are longtime, fans of the channel that have been looking, my wife and I finally did get a
We're the green tide!
job, and we're situated, and we're starting the moving process over the next month or so. So that will allow me to put out more content. I have been keeping up with the Warhammer really well, I think. I record a lot on the weekends and then just release them during the week. It's just like the live stream for League. I haven't been able to do that as much as I would like. I had to take it down to like 4 days a week instead of 7. People gotta have 7, dear. Everybody works 7
Let's
days a
get
week.
'em!
She's like shaking her head.
Here we go! Run, boys! Shifting!
Hard to get has a really nice
Let's get
offer.
some!
It does have a nice little layer.
Professor,
It does have a layer for me, which is
but
good.
it's like right next door to a half bath and about 10 feet away from the kitchen.
From the kitchen, that's right. That's what I'm
That
talking
is
about.
basically all he was
Let's
concerned about.
have it!
In the
Well,
house hunting process, he's like, oh, but there's no bathroom down here. I don't know. It's so far from the kitchen. I don't know if it's to work for my house.
well, I mean, a big part of it too is I wanted to stay away from the living area so that when I'm up till like 3 in the morning, it doesn't wake up my wife and
Shifting!
Your
daughter.
boom
Wheels
It was my booming voice.
Feel
Not
more
booming.
power!
Shrill.
It's not shrill. Well, it's kind of shrill
Hey!
sometimes when you're like, what?
But anyways, we got a pretty good setup. Forget it. I mean, they'll just counter offer us, and we'll probably just take it. I mean,
They might just take it.
yeah. I mean,
That's
it was worth it at its current price, but it's like, why not
It has a really crappy
go a
backyard.
little lower? It does have a crappy backyard, but weird thing is, like, realistically, how much are we gonna be in that backyard? Like, it's very close to like parks. It's like 10 minutes away from multiple parks. And then I was thinking, how often have we actually used our backyard? Like, almost never. And it has like an okay front yard, and it's on a cul-de-sac, so Rory could go out and just play, in the front yard. It'd be fine.
We also
Anyways,
noticed-
it's a great house, and it's in a great school district, and I have a good solid, well, I wouldn't say solid as in guaranteed employment down there, but I have a pretty good set of connections,
We
and so
also
it's a
noticed-
good thing for me, which will allow me to do more for the channel.
The
Yeah,
house 2 doors down has a pool,
That's
according
right.
to Google Maps.
that's right. That's the way you do it.
So we're gonna try to make friends with those neighbors.
Yeah. Now this has a. I think we'll sack it anyways. We'll see how much the repair cost is on the board.
Orders come!
When you're done recording, I have one more light bulb to put in your fan, and also one more bookcase downstairs.
Okay. Nice go attack anti-heroes.
Wake up anymore.
But yeah, that's how you do it right there. You have other friends that have the pool, so you don't have to keep up with it.
Yeah!
Then you can hang out at their pool. Or you can go tell your kid to go hang out at their pool. We did still get it at level 2, so what, we got 1,000 gold for it. Yeah, we got hustled on that one. That was a bad investment, because we need this pool, or we need this up to snuff here. So we're losing 200 gold a turn. Ports are actually still very valuable. Okay. And so we lost about 500 gold on that one. We did get the replenishment, though. But yeah, we got to get used to some of these new numbers with Steel Faith. It does turn around some of your calculus from the original game, which I like. It keeps it fresh and interesting,
Let's
but
take what should be
at the same
ours.
time, you know. Yeah, we gotta wait on that a little bit. I think just the growth, right? %10% for armies in this province. I mean, that is helpful. That'll let me run back down there faster. I think I can get there in time, though, to deal with them. I think I'd rather have the growth. So we can build up our infrastructure. And then, what do we want here? Probably this thing. I mean, I think this is just not even worth it. Like, 50 gold is laughable, and then it starts giving you negative obedience. Like, okay, that actually gives you success, ambush success chance. I didn't realize that. And post-battle loot faction-wide and sacking faction-wide. That's pretty legit. Now, eventually, we want to do a boss tent, probably, but do we want to go ahead and do that here? We could also do this, which... would give us a better garrison. Which is nice, because like I would really like to keep the port, and this is going to be a place that people will probably come over and mess with us. What's the garrison look like right now? So that would put up, let's say we have 8, 9, but it's only goblins. We put up one of these, that would be only 4 units, 4 extra units. Maybe it's just this, or this. It does get, I just realized it gives growth in adjacent provinces too. So that means when we take over more provinces, we'll get an extra like 15 growth there. And that's really sweet. Okay. I mean, that is kind of expensive. I'm just thinking if someone comes over here and sacks this, I don't want to spend too much on it. Guess we'll just go with that. And we can always sell this later when we don't need as much growth. We can just sell it and get something else. We'd only lose like a couple hundred gold by doing that. Yeah, I think that's all good. Okay, so let's do that. Couple of skills here. Still gonna go for Brutal Lads. I mean, Root Marcher is nice. How much is the last Brutal? It's only 2. Okay, so let's do 2 of these and Root Marcher. And then here, Madcap. Very good. Gives you a cooldown on stuff. I think Gork will fix it. It's something I'm very interested in, though. Knocking out their charge bonus as they're charging in. I mean, Itchy is quite nice. Being able to do this multiple times in a fight is a big deal. What do you get for overcasting it? Just lowers the cost. Like, that's literally it. Okay, so let's do... I don't really care as much about Vindictive. This is quite nice, but I think that just... that's probably a little better. Don't care about reduced power recharge rate as much.
Great.
We can wait to recruit for a turn or two. Hey, thanks so much for the sub, Inu. I appreciate it. Alright, yeah, I think it's all good. Could go ahead and try to hook him up with some money. That's pretty cheap. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that.
Fine.
Try to sweet talk him a little bit here. And we'll probably just murder all the other Greenskins. We'll see. I'm gonna try to move through this a bit quicker. I know I always say that about everything that I do in life. But yeah. I don't think I've ever said I'm gonna move through that quickly, except maybe when I was...
Before you started?
Yeah, before I started. When my university was marketing it as, oh yeah, come on in, we'll love your ideas, it's great, we can get you out of here, you get your dissertation done.
4 years.
Maybe even 4 years, definitely 5. Nobody's here longer than 5. We're going through year 7. Now, part of that's because, you know, there are forces within that department that are very resistant to me in general. But whatever. Maybe this new house maybe that's the solution. Maybe this new office will just be, you know.
Your prestige grows, my
I will
lord.
do whatever
News
you
of your
want.
conquest spreads far
Thank
and
you
wide.
for your dissertation.
You're
Finish.
True.
developing power.
It's true.
I will
not
put up
obey.
life-sized decals of scantily clad League of Legends characters if you want.
Well, then I'm definitely not going to be doing it. Let's see here. Well,
I thought you were...
military presence is not that
Yeah,
much.
sounds like you wanted down there.
No.
I'm the prophet.
Okay, so I can... How much further is running? Quite a bit further. Okay, we'll just run.
General likes it.
Okay, we can actually run... I think this would be smarter. Let me see. Run over here, and then jump the wall. I love these wall jumping. Or we could just run down here normally. I think we can jump the wall anyways, next turn. That is my property, right? Yeah. Okay, so they're building up a little bit more of a force. I don't really want to go mess with them right now. They might come mess with me, but...
What?
Okay, so if there's a rebellion next turn anyways, we might as well get that money going.
Wurrzag,
just hire a
the
couple
great
more.
green prophet. Wurrzag will do it.
How much to upgrade this? Now the Savage stuff is way more expensive, so you do get higher tier units, but I think better quality units, but the buildings cost a lot more and the units cost a lot more in general. So, and they are much more extreme. So they have much stronger offense, but way worse defense than some of the standard units. But like the standard, like Orc Biggin's weapon strength is 50. I guess the weapon strength on these guys is also 50. 320, 333, so they're pretty close. Like price. 37 melee attack, 32 melee defense, 33 melee attack. Wait a second, that's 58 melee attack and defense. That is 69 melee attack and defense. What is their anti-large? 16. Their anti-large is... They have no anti-large. They should? Did they just change around this patch? 30 charge bonus, 34 charge bonus. Okay, so maybe these are just like anti-large, I don't know. 65 armor though, which is about 30% damage block. It's a different kind of mechanic than physical resist, but... So that's about equal. If it's just something hitting you and has no armor piercing and no magical damage, then this would be the equivalent of 50 armor. Huh. Speed 41. Speed 31. Okay, so they definitely move faster. The other guys are frenzied too, obviously, but anyways. Okay, so we're recruiting, we're popping over the wall. Don't need to build anything extra here. One more turn, we can upgrade. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so those little stone mine dudes are coming back at me. So we can get kind of backdoored a lot here, which is annoying, but not as annoying as scar snakes to deal with, so we'll be thankful for what we have. At least we have a wizard and we can hold property. Oh, okay. Lots of magic, but much higher miscast chance. We do get a lot of replenishment in this. Like, we're getting like 20%. Well, a lot is relative. There are some things that have like insane, like some of the vampire accounts just get like ludicrous replenishment, but.
Yes, he'll be proper good. Alright, I'm going.
We should be able to fight him next turn. Oh, I don't have the money for it. Okay. Let's say, why can't I do that? I don't have the money for it.
You're
Okay.
not right there.
Yeah, you'll notice I'm still not getting a lot of money. We're only getting 300, even though we have 4 different towns.
Wurrzag.
Okay, so we hit our growth quota here that we needed. We aren't recruiting. Obedience doesn't matter as much. It's useful, but I think just getting this movement range right now. Let's go with that one. Throwing down one of those movement towers would be pretty nice too. I think it might be region-wide. In the base game, like in the Vortex campaign, it's only for your like local area where the town is, and it's not for the entire region. But I think it might be for the whole region now on Steel Faith. And the movement speed is very, very helpful when you're, you know, out in the middle of everything like this. When you don't have secured flanks. Yeah, see, their lords all start at rank 7 also, so see, they have like 13 skills. This helps them out almost as much, or maybe even more than you, like getting the extra points. It's very similar. It just speeds things up a little bit, I think. Okay, let's fight him.
Build agates.
Yeah, what is auto that? Bunch of goblins against saboteurs. Yeah, and they changed it, I feel like, in Steel Faith to where it's just not as easy to get your fightiness from fighting rebellions anymore. Like, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But we can get it some other ways. So we'll just go ahead and take the money for now, I think. Maybe just getting the charge bonus would be better. Good kitty. I think we'll just take Okay. 10 more charge bonus. And what do we want here? We got Warpath is really far away. I think getting Savages next would kind of make sense, and then we could eventually go to either Ravager or Raider. We'll go with that. As far as I can tell, you don't get any benefit out of that other than 50% reduction on it. I'd probably just rather have sneaky stealing, maybe. And then evasion. Because I do want to get over here and get power drain and then arcane conduit. And Curse of the Bad Moon is actually something I'm interested in trying out. So let's just go ahead and go with I don't think there's a huge benefit to that. So we'll just do this, and then evasion. Kind of sucks you can't get the wolf mount anymore. I'm almost positive, maybe it was just for the lords, but I'm almost positive that I used to be able to get a wolf mount. Snatches. We might be able to beat them without a wall. It'd be tougher. These guys seem really weak. Are they really weak? Not really, actually.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Okay. Let's just see if we can get a wall up and going, and then we can come down here and kill them. Get that going. Then we can throw back down some more obedience. Now, do I want to put the boss shack? Doom divers are awesome. I would really, really like to get some doom divers. That artillery is pretty cheap too. Unless they change, then the doom divers are awesome. So we need something that's tier 3 so that we can get this boss shack upgraded. We are getting 100, like a lot of growth. We could maybe get rid of this one. Do we really need that much growth? Where's someone that's like someplace we can protect? Probably Bitter Mine. Bitterstone Mine. It needs to be something that's getting close to tier 3. Well, I could put the boss shack here. I mean, we're not gonna do trolls. What do I want there? I need to upgrade that. I need Rock Lobber, Tinker Bench. Don't need this. It would be handy to have this. Not sure that we need it. What does the super upgraded boss tent do? A ton of obedience. Yeah, it seems pretty bad. Probably don't need the normal boys. War boys. Pretty sure his chariot used to be tier 3. I mean, I would like to get to the Black Orcs. I'm not entirely sure that's necessary at this point in the game. And that takes away your growth. Just get savage boars. I mean, I guess we could just get the boss tent in the normal place. So I could just get rid of this, grab a boss tent, and then upgrade it to that. And then I could still get the Tinker Bench. I don't know. That means I wouldn't be able to get this thing, though. Tell you what. Let's just get rid of this. And then I can throw a boss tent over here. Because I do want the Goblin boss. It's going to take... see, we should get it in, like, a couple of turns. Yeah, I think that's a relatively safe one. And then we could also throw up walls there if we want to, and that'll be fine. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll do it that way, and then this guy can move. We need 50% so we can do this thing.
Move in. All right then, let's do it.
I mean, I think we can probably smash him over there, even without the 50%. Like that, that power spike, as soon as you get all of your plus 24 melee attack or whatever for the Savage Orcs, and then the extra 12% damage, on top of, like, Itchy and Sneaky and all that magic, like, we should be able to mow him down. Now, we can transition later with Wurrzag if we have enough points to getting some magic with him. And then we can pass off this shaman to another lord. Because remember, we're going to have to get, for each army, if we want to have magic, we're going to have to get a different, you know, lord to deal with that. Or, like, we're going to have to get a different, tier 4 building to get a new shaman to be able to get that. And we're not going to be able to get a lot of tier 4s, probably. I mean, maybe. But... anyways, I'm just trying to say we can use Wurzag's magic down the line. And that would also free up a slot for us to get one more, like, combat effective unit and not have to have a wizard in it. But right now, we want to be able to get all of his special stuff. Now...
let's take what should be ours. More likes it.
Damn, we're gonna be broke if we do that. Okay.
Green profit. Not for all the truth in the world. Fires powers.
Could step over here. That will reduce my cost a little bit. It seems like it's probably the best course of action here. Reduce my cost a little bit. Wow. I have a 20 stack sitting here. And... I do need that Goblin Big Boss, though. Like, I need him to take out these walls. Or I'm not going to be able to siege without it.
The Great Saber.
Okay. Yeah, I probably should have done a little price check there before I deleted that, but... just need a couple more just good fights, give us some money. And this army is almost as expensive as my two goblin armies from Skarsnik, even with the discount. Not quite. But it's probably like 60 or 70% more expensive than one of those armies. Is that right, Sadie? No, it's expensive. Yeah. For real. Y'all are just gonna step up. Okay. Guess maybe they're thinking they can wear me down and then Thief Snatchers can come and clean up or something. I don't know what they're thinking here. I'm really surprised Stone Mine up there is not like coming at me harder. He gotta pay the sewer watch.
I is
Escape and
invincible.
I'll do all kinds of gross things to you.
I refuse. Green Prophet. Wurrzag,
trap.
the great Green Prophet.
Okay. And we gotta fight him because I don't want to take a lot of casualties. Also, I want to make sure I get a really good fight here so I can potentially get a wall. I mean, we can maybe fight him without knocking out the walls if we have siege towers. If we just wait a little bit down south with a wall, we might be able to do it. Okay, let's fight him. Without having the goblin. Or rock lobbers, because at this rate we're not going to be able to afford that stuff right now. I don't even understand how this is not like 99% like win. They like heavily hit the auto resolve so that nobody can abuse it anymore, which I really like. Heavily nerf the auto resolve, I should say.
Here we go.
Those squigs are a nice little addition, just a good kind of cheap cleanup crew, more effective than goblins, a little bit more expensive. Now remember, we do have an extra miscast chance, so we don't want to do this kind of stuff too often. But you're gonna come at me? They're maybe coming down. Okay, that's fine. Remember, miscast doesn't necessarily mean that the spell doesn't go off, it just damages it. I wonder if they'll let us do it this way. If they'll kind of like realign themselves. That's what they usually do. So I can get up this hill. Yeah. Oh, crap. Okay, just charge, whatever. Yeah. I didn't think they started shooting at me that early. Whatever, that's fine. Got about 15 minutes left.
Shifting! Moving fast! Please, please, one more! We're in the great time! Run, boys! Bring us to battle!
What's she buying? Next, that one person. She's a mover and a shaker. Say.
Boston! 60! What? Alright!
I didn't do too much because they're all spread out. How are they not, like, running yet?
Where's the scrap?
There it is. Like 100 charge bonus.
Savage! Ready! Ready to up! Ready! More calls! Slaughter! Ready to bust!
Taking it! Running! Taking it! Only one down!
Wurrzag! Your wills it! All the power! Ah!
Do it! Running!
Come on, in there! Moving fast! Here we go! Moving on! Big fight!
Taking it!
So it's only people in that zone. It doesn't instantly hit them, I don't think. It might, but...
Let's smash them good! This is it! Shoot them! Suppose so! Let's turn real! Boston!
Reminds me of that movie Critters, sort of. You see him flying everywhere. Okay, so that might help us trigger a wall here. Yeah, we just mowed them over. That's what I expected to kind of happen last time against other Savage Orcs, because we have magical attacks, and they don't. So, they don't have any defense. Basically, our units do 25% extra damage. These arrow boys are pretty worthless. I mean, the Goblin archers were pretty good for Skarsnik. Well, good, you know, for the situation. But especially because your charge bonus is so high, like, you're just highly incentivized just to get a bunch of melee things and just run at them. Pretty much. Which makes sense with savages. Okay, so we need to just eat them, or do this. Probably just this. Slaughter captives, because we're going to potentially get a wall next turn. We're getting 10.
Moving! Cork and Mork are coming!
Back down to 1. I think we just finished savages here. 5% more melee damage sounds good. And let me just make sure we have like all of our stuff squared away here. Yeah, that's fine. As long as all of our people are, all of our things are getting used. No, that wasn't getting used. Not that we have any night goblins, but
Let's take what should be ours.
we'll add this on. I believe that affects stacks. Not that 10 charge is even going to matter. Like our units have like 50 charge or something, but... Now this is interesting. These are the rights, so I can get a dilemma, which from what I've seen, pretty much is just like some extra melee attack and defense, at least from the first one. We'll think about it, but there are other more pressing things we need to buy. Like this boss tech. So we can get this public order under control here, and then get another one. That's level 12. I think. I mean, get back here is pretty good too, but we have pretty good public order stuff going on. I think I just want to get over here and get to some of this stuff, like upkeep reduction, renown and feared. Our boys aren't getting too upgraded right now. When those start getting more upgraded, we'll switch over to the rank 7 stuff, but this stuff doesn't come online until rank 10. Okay, so I think we either want to go Raider or that's only from looting settlements. That is 4% upkeep reduction though, but that's not from like post-battle loot. 30% from raiding is really nice. That'll be like an extra 200 a turn in a lot of these places. I will be doing a lot of sacking, which is pretty good too, and recruitment cost, but I think Raider is what I'll probably be doing the most. Final 2-shot here, we can get Power Drain and Curse of the Bad Moon. I'm very interested in trying this out to see if it's still trash or pretty good. As we killed that army. Is there any way to step on his territory and have 25%? No, because I can't raid. Does he have a bunch of goblins?
Wurrzag,
Smash that
the
up.
great green prophet.
Let's just run at this guy then. Try to light him up. I thought it told me this was going to give me 300. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay, so maybe I didn't need to spend that 1,000 repair on that, but whatever. Okay. That's... yeah, replenishment rate, province-wide, growth in adjacent provinces. Yeah, that's still pretty strong stuff. Okay. I do kind of like the Savage Orcs where it's like you just super aggressive, just run at them and just beat them down. It is a lot of fun. That's not usually like my style in most games. I like kind of the more cerebral type of stuff, not like the warrior. You know, I'm much more likely to play a mage than a warrior in a lot of fantasy scenarios, but there is just something kind of appealing about being savage. Isn't that right, Sadie? Are you a little savage kitty? Okay, he's coming at me. Sure, let's do this, bro. Let's see how this works out for you. Okay, so we've got 20 goblins, basically, against pretty much 20 savage orcs. I mean, in his defense, he's not going to get a better shot than this. Like, it looks stupid. Like, why would he attack me here? He doesn't have a choice. Like, because if he doesn't come at me right now, I'm going to get a wah. So it's like he can either fight my 20 stack now when it's a little dinged up from the last fight, or he can sit in his one little town he has and wait until I get a wah and then fight 40 units. So I know it looks dumb. Like, why would the AI do this? But that's their best shot. It's not a good shot, but it's their best shot. So, and I can sympathize with that. With this Arsenic campaign, sometimes you just have to, you know, have to give your best shot. It's not necessarily a great shot, but they should have a new campaign pack coming out in the next couple of months. There's not a lot of details about it, but I'm kind of hoping that it's like a mercenary type of faction, like the Talia and Estalia, Southern Kingdoms, where they can like get army compositions potentially from a bunch of different factions, like something that just runs straight up on like a mercenary system, like a Regiments of Renown thing. I think that would be really fun, where you could get all of these different units from different factions, but maybe that caused like public order problems or potentially caused attrition under certain circumstances if you had things from different factions. I just think that would be really cool, like just a mixture of a bunch of different stuff. And maybe the stock changes, like you're never quite sure what's going to be available. Maybe like every 5 turns or something, the available stock changes. I think that would be a really cool mechanic and really fun. It could just be something like Araby too, just like a completely new faction. I think that would be cool, but I'm also, like I said, I'm holding out hope that it's a mercenary faction where you can mix and match units from different things, but just have it be kind of randomized and like, you know, kind of expensive, but you can't do it all the time. Oh yeah, I forgot, hold on, we were gonna do our Bad Moon thing. I locked the formation, guys. That's why they're all going in the same place. I thought if I just clicked forward. Anyways, I misunderstood how that locking formation was going to function there. If you click forward on them, they stay locked. Not gonna take her with you? You're depriving our child of joy?
Bastard!
Night Goblin Simon! The madness!
Same.
Where's my shrooms?
Yeah, that's kind of a really small vortex. Okay. Bye.
Let's go!
Need my bad caps.
Yes, boss.
We'll cast them!
Airports! Way back! Let's go! It's their will! Yeah!
I'm about to break him up here.
Night Goblin Simon! Find the dark!
Time for slaughtering! Run, boys!
The green energy is strong!
Wolf wants ya! Let's get some!
Night Goblin Simon! Now,
Oh no, my squigs.
Wurrzag!
Stop.
Boys! Moving fast! Listen! The war is here! Shifting! Space out! Error boys! Splash up!
It'd be really nice to have some kind of poison, but I'm not gonna spec into like goblins just to have access to that.
Run, boys!
Kill as many as we can because we'll probably have to fight him again. So yeah, I mean, they didn't have a great shot, but that's, you know, that was their only shot, basically, because now I'm going to have a wall after this. Cleanup crew. No, we're not going to be able to get to them. Okay, that's fine. These things are, like, awesome. These boar. Those aren't even, like, the boar boy biggins. Those are just the normal boar. Oh yeah. That was a slaughter. Yeah, I think we can afford to even go down a little bit, because we're gonna, like, when you hit a wall, you go to 100 fighting us anyways. For those of you that haven't, like, watched the Greenskin campaign, I guess I should have explained that. When you win fights, this meter fills up. When you get to 80, if you're able to get a wall, you will, which is like an extra, usually 17 between a 20 stack army that you can partially control. It's allied with you. So, you know, a big part of the Greenskins, especially the Goblin side of it, is you really need those extra armies in order to function. Because in general, like, your units are going to be a lot weaker. Hey, thanks, Watchful Vendor, I appreciate it. In general, your units are going to be a lot weaker than most other factions. Now, these Savages are very strong early, though. But, like, the Goblins in particular are far weaker than, like, even Skaven in a lot of circumstances, so... Like, we just got this wall here.
Great and
Oh my
powerful,
God.
war boss.
That's so strong. Like, the walls I was getting with the Goblins with Skarsnik, you know, so it's only 14 instead of 20, but, like, double giant... The stuff I was getting with Skarsnik was, like, it was all goblins, with, like, maybe one set of trolls and a rock lobber. Maybe it's based on, like, the highest tier town you have. Or, like, just the overall value of your army. Not really sure, but that is a hell of a wall. We'll get back at it next turn. Yeah, with that thing, we can definitely go take out some Savages, because that's going to give us... Oh, we don't have Siege Attacker anymore, but in general, it's a good idea with Greenskins to wait a turn or two and just get some Siege Towers, because they're so terrible at sieging. And just get up on the rafters. So,
Who can I stand?
that's definitely quite the wall. So yeah, so basically that exists and follows us around. As long as we have 17 units, if we drop below 17, we lose it. And it only lasts for so long. A lot of times you have to keep winning fights. If you don't win, then eventually it'll just go away.
Night Gobbo War
And it
boss.
doesn't follow you exactly like your orders. Almost all of these are Savages too, which is nice.
Gobbo
Like, you
War
just
boss.
click and say, go attack this town, and it'll do it. Sometimes. Sometimes it goes off and does its own thing. As we saw, the Giants aren't, like, super ridiculous. At least not in the situations we saw them in. So, you know, like, I'm used to thinking, like, tier 5 unit, Giant, insane. but it'll be good during a siege, though. This is a good wall, though. This is very strong. Even has a wizard with it. So that's interesting, but anyways, we'll get to that next turn, so we definitely, I think, have enough power to come down, take out Grunted Mongol, start knocking out Galbaraz, grab all that stuff, and then we'll probably turn our eyes east here. It looks like the Greenskins are working their way through Red Fangs. Yeah. So I could maybe go ahead and just declare war on Red Fangs, because it looks like Greenskins definitely winning that. And the Greenskins would like that.
I can kill you later if you say something stupid.
So that might be enough to push us up a little bit with them and start getting some more treaties. But we'll figure that out next episode. So anyways, thank you very much. It's definitely a great start to the campaign. Once we get this boss shack in place, hopefully we can start getting, you know, our public order going. We can switch over this, get the boss shack in place, and that should be good to go. But yeah, thank you very much, and don't forget, like, subscribe if you haven't already. This is starting off with a bang. We should be able to get moving pretty quickly, hopefully over the next few turns, get into a lot of fights, start gaining some territory, and sweeping through. So thank you very much. Have a good day. See you next time.